All right, good evening and welcome back to the Dominion Energy Virtual Jazz Cafe from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, coming to you from the first time from the stage of the Leslie Cheek Theater. I am delighted to be back in this space and I look forward to greeting you here every Thursday as we go forward, unless I have a special night for you, so stay tuned. Tonight, I am delighted to be welcoming the Larri Branch Trio, bringing to us an evening of straight-ahead jazz. Take it away, fellas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Larry, thank you so much for that first set. Gentlemen, thank you. That was delightful. I wonder if I can interest you in a cup of tea and a conversation while the guys take a break?
Certainly.
Right over here. Larry, thank you so much for that first set of music. I'm really interested in understanding more about who you are as a musician, and then after that, how you relate to these other two guys who are playing with you tonight.
Sure. Well, I've been playing, I think, music full-time or professionally more than 10 years, I guess. I started playing music when I was young, though, but not in any way that I think you would think I would be a musician when I was older. We had a piano in the house, and I liked playing piano. I would say, honestly, I was younger. I was more into visual arts, like film and drawing and painting and that kind of thing. And I still am, but I don't do it as actively. But I think there's an interesting thing about when you're performing music. There's a kind of immediate response from an audience, whereas I think a visual art thing, it might not be. It's not happening. You're not getting the response while you're doing it normally.
I relate to that very much. I'm a performer myself. Audience knows that well. And you're right. Even in tonight's concert, or all of the concerts I've been lucky enough to present so far, I miss that element of spontaneity, of the sounds you might get from the crowd.
Sure, yeah.
That add to your performance, and I, as a musician, adjust sometimes to those sounds. The influence of the audience tells me what to do to entertain them.
Absolutely.
And I imagine it's the same for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, tonight's been great, but even you're right. It's a different thing. You're used to having something to respond to. You might change the set. You might change the set order. You might play the solos differently depending on what's going on in the room.
In my experience, I might have chosen a different song to come next, based on the response.
Yeah.
Now, as you're making those decisions, Larry, how does that relate to the communication you're having with the other guys in the group? I mean, you can't say out loud, "Hey guys, we're going to play this," but you somehow communicate to them. Yeah.
Well, tonight, now I will do that on plenty of times.
Right.
Look, let's do this tune. Let's do this tune. Tonight, I made the set list beforehand, so everybody kind of knew at least a general idea what we were going to play and how we were going to play it. If nothing else, by a little bit of eye contact or pointing to the next guy. Tonight I played with Andrew Randazzo on the bass and CJ Wolfe on the drums. I've known those guys for a while. They've played together. They play with different people. We've played together. I've probably played with CJ maybe longer than any musician in Richmond. Probably maybe 15 years at this point. Andy, I want to say I've known him for 10 years, so a little while.
Are these your guys?
We play together enough that,
it's evident. We're hearing that tonight,
so
that you know what you're going to do next.
So I play that. I play with CJ in another band called the Larri Branch Agenda, which is also a jazz band. It's probably more original music, and that's a quartet. But I think in the past, maybe 3 or 4 years, I've been really concentrating a lot on trio music. Partly because so much of the work I get, and for functional, just gigs, people call me up to play parties or weddings. So much of that is trio. People want the trio. So, I've been kind of tailoring a set for that and arranging music for that. So it's been a lot of trio.
Now, I want to know more about we know you're jazz. We know how well you work with other musicians. You're telling me more now about how you're arranging music and about how you approach music. And I want to know more about why jazz? And as you're arranging this jazz, what is the process you're going to? Did you study composition or theory, or you just have a great sense of improvisation?
Well, I like jazz, so I listen to it a lot. So I like the music. So I've studied, maybe formally and informally. Man, I would think most of my learning has been listening and then hanging out with guys that studied, and then or getting guys to, a lot of my jam sessions have been trying to write a tune and then bringing it into a rehearsal and then finding out all the things that weren't right about it, or that I thought I wrote that I didn't write correctly, or something like that. I think jazz has been a natural. At some point, I was and still am really into like blues music, and so that kind of led me in that direction a little bit too.
So then why not Tonight Blues?
Well, it's all in there to a certain degree. You know what I mean? So, even the first tune we played tonight, you could call it blues. So,
you could, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of all there.
I love that. I know that we're going to be having Larri Branch back either in this iteration or in different ones as the future comes. I'm sure I've seen him here many times. We've been in concert together, times before, and I'm looking forward to more. I want to ask you, Larri, about who you are as a man, as a person, as an entity that exists in reality. Who are you aside from your music?
Okay. I'm a son, friend, brother, all those things. Friend, husband. I like hanging out and having fun. That's been a different thing right now. During the, what's happening right now with the pandemic. So I probably spent more time alone than I have in the past, in this past 6 months than I have in a long time.
Yeah, same, agreed,
Yeah.
Many of us.
So.
How does that affect your music?
It means I'm working on this solo. The same way I talked about, putting together music for trio. Now I've been thinking, man, how can I really play effectively solo piano? You know what I mean? Meaning, like, if tonight, if I had to play solo piano for however long, this first set had been solo piano, could I really have gotten across what I wanted to an audience? So, working on that a lot lately.
That's profound to me, Larri, because I think the same things. I'm a pianist.
Sure.
I'm learning how to say I'm a pianist.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not Larri Branch.
Well.
And so I could not, I'm a singer. I don't know if you're a singer. Are you a singer?
No.
You're a pianist, great. I'm a singer, not a pianist, who has fingers that can touch keys. And so I try my best to communicate what I want to as an artist or musician. And I get really much that desire or interest in becoming a solo pianist to express exactly what's on my mind on my own. Do you find that you're successful with that, or are you wanting to become better at being your own pianist?
I'm trying to
Maybe
get better.
Maybe a Thelonious Monk or something?
I'm definitely trying to get better at playing by myself. And what I want is, if somebody heard me, they wouldn't feel like he's playing by himself, like he's missing something else. That's really what I want to happen. Meaning, if there was a dance, you know what I mean? I could play a dance by myself and have a huge concert. I could play that by myself. So I'm trying to get there. I probably got a little while.
We know ourselves as musicians, and tonight I can say that myself and the couple folks in the room, and I believe those at home on their couches making dinner, listening to us tonight, can be just as inspired.
Right.
And so, Larry, I thank you for that. I thank you for tonight's concert. I thank you for venturing out of your homes and joining us here at the museum to breathe life onto our stage and onto our campus and into art with yourself. I thank you for being a part of the evolution of how performance and performing arts may be taking right now. I think we need folks like you with ingenuity and with talent. So thank you for coming to VMFA and for being with me tonight.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I am very excited for the second set.
Sure.
I've been sitting in this empty theater, enjoying tonight's concert. As we continue to go forward tonight, folks, thank you so much for joining us for the first half, for being a part of our conversation. Larry, I invite you to join your guys and get that second half going.
Excellent. We're going to start this next set with Swinging at the Haven by Ellis Marsalis.
Ellis Marsalis.
That's right.
I'll be brief. The last festival show, whatever it is, we did in Philadelphia, my cousin Chris had shut down like several streets, and Ellis came and played. And that was some of the most exciting times in the streets of Philadelphia with Ellis Marsalis playing a horn, crowds gathered around him.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to this too.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Enjoy.
very much. I'm going to introduce this next tune called Mestiza, written by Mr. C.J. Wolfe. One, two, three, four. The last tune was called You Do Something to Me by Cole Porter. All right, we got one more song of this original composition called Tailgating. One, two, one, two, three.
All right, Larri Branch Trio. Thank you so much for the music tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. I don't know how you read each other so well, but we're going to work on that. Mr. Larri, maybe you can teach me a few things. For those of you out there at home, sitting on your couch or celebrating with your loved ones, thank you so much for joining us for another Thursday evening from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. Like I like to say, thank you for loving with us. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for learning from us. Please do continue to support the arts and to continue to support the VMFA and to join us every Thursday night. Going forward, I imagine we're going to be right here on this stage, and I'm excited to bring that to the world. You all enjoy your night. I hope you're with the ones you love and you have something good to drink. Good night.